I believe your purpose will naturally come to you. It's just up to you to acknowledge it. The past few months, I haven't been doing any YouTube. I've been just living life, hanging out with friends, school, college, work, all that stuff. Really as an excuse to not truly put my head down and do what I loved. But it had me thinking, if I live a life without purpose, where does it lead me? And I did a whole video on that topic. But something came up within the past 2 months when I was not doing YouTube. It was a constant reminder of what I actually love to do. In the days that I would consume and do nothing, I wouldn't really have deeper reasons to live. The gym was not as fun. Hanging out with friends was kind of meaningless. All these certain avenues lacked a fulfilling purpose. And something struck out to me. My good friend, broke up with his girlfriend. And I sat there and I talked to him. I gave him advice. I took a book off of my own library and I gave it to him. And in the days of consulting and really helping the guy out, it naturally reminded me what I am meant to do, and that is to help young men. And the topic of this is that your purpose will always jump out with you. It will be this deep desire that usually you have to uncover, you have to find, because we are constantly living a life which is overstimulating with consumption in the form of distractions. What do you do when you eat? You double down and you watch a YouTube video. When you wake up, you grab your phone and you scroll for that first enthusiastic hit of dopamine. We live a life without a lot of stillness. But that is the only way to find true purpose. But a purpose does jump out. For example, let's say the gym, which a lot of us can correlate to as it's something that we spend a lot of time. It might even be one of our purposes. And the idea is one day, it just comes with a thought, an initial idea of, damn, I should be doing this. By which means is something that you have to uncover and try to find. But for myself is I saw my father. He was really jacked. And I said, you know what? I want to look like him. I'm scrawny. I'm small. I was also watching a lot of anime like One Punch Man, Dragon Ball Z, and it's all these jacked characters. And I thought, let me do this. And I fell in love with it because it was the first time I actually felt like I was leveling up and changing my life. So that became my purpose. I eat, sleep, did everything in accordance to the gym. And what I wanted from the gym came from initial reality, or not initial, it came from a belief in an instant that I should be doing this. When I first found out I really liked helping young men, it just came at the form of having younger friends, and I helped them through relationships or struggles or getting them even into the gym. I thought, wow, this feels amazing. And it is the first time in your life that you actually feel like you're living. Like there's a deeper reason to this gift giving. That's not just go to work, go to school, go do this fun activity, but instead a more greater reason of living. And it comes in an instant, but the most important step is that there will be no perfect time to pursue it. You must do it now. If you want to get into the gym, for example, the only thing I can recommend now is dropping to your feet and doing push-ups. That's the first step. And you'll eventually figure out, what gym you should go to, what split. For myself, with helping young men, I thought maybe I could be a personal trainer or this or that. And I had to sit down with a pen and paper and think of what I really wanted to do. And I decided YouTube was the thing that fulfilled me truly. Just like when the gym was my purpose, I needed to figure out what I was going for. And the important thing is there is no good moment. There is no time where finances will be right. No time when you will have the stress of family taken off of your back. But the beautiful thing about a purpose is it can correlate to every single avenue of your life. For example, I want to travel this summer. So having that kind of meaningless dead-end job that's allowing me to save up money for my dreams becomes so much fulfilling, and every single shift is a little push towards what I actually want. Every YouTube video is a push towards helping more young men and achieving my dreams. Every workout was a push to building the best physique I could ever get. That's how purpose starts to feel. And when you become more fulfilled, you will have more patience, more love towards others, more happiness. Because instead of living on this baseline level of just for yourself, just for distractions, just for happiness, the hard work that is correlated to whatever purpose you find becomes fulfilling. And your life does not just become meaningless, it becomes meaningful. You jump out of bed with reason instead of trying to drag yourself out after 2 hours of turning around, staying warm. You have a mission. And you can love a woman better because you know that you're going somewhere, that life's good compared to just poking at it. Because a man without a purpose is a man lost, a man stuck. We are kind of like sharks in a funny way, that a shark needs to continue to move to live. When men retire at very old ages, you can look it up, there's plenty of sources, is they tend to die right after. Because they were living their entire life with a sense of purpose to finally accumulate a set amount of money so they could retire. They retire and a few weeks later they die because they lacked any more reason to live. Now our youthful vitality is holding us strong when we don't have much reason. But life without it is kind of like death. Just going through the motions. So the best things I have for you to find your purpose is to really slow down, to put the phone down, and to grab a piece of paper and a pen. It took myself 2 days to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And that might not seem like a lot, but that was 2 straight days just staring at my wall thinking, all right, well, if I'm a YouTuber, what am I going to do? If I want to help people, how am I going to do it? But I want this, but I want money, but I want blah, blah, blah. And you pick it apart. Because when we are a static ball of electricity constantly jumping around with the next hit of dopamine, we have no time to discharge and actually relax. So this is the time where you go out into nature. You lock your door, you turn off the lights, and you just think with an objective to figure out what you want to do. And it will come and morph. In The Way of the Superior Man, it says your first initial purposes might be other people's. Your father was a firefighter, so you want to be a policeman. Or in accordance to that, you wanted to be a firefighter, or you wanted to do this. And you shed certain layers and you eventually find more deeper reasons. Again, I spent 3 years of my life just committed to the gym. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't even want to do YouTube, and I was doing it at the time because I thought, like, this is something I will do in the future. But it's all I lived for. And one day I shed it back. I felt lost for a bit. I regrounded. And now I'm doing what I love. And it's important to put 1 hour towards it every single day. So make sure you go find it, because it will come as initial hit of like, this is what I need to do. It'll be as simple as maybe you're going to church one day and you're doing one of those shoe boxes. Like our churches would fill a shoebox full of toothpaste, socks, whatever, toys, and we'd ship them off to some third world. Maybe you get an initial hit of like, this feels amazing, helping other people. And then you just go off that glimpse of what you want to do. And maybe down the line you figure out you want to be part of like a corporation, or you want to actually be in that country handing out the boxes. But it starts by an initial thought, and then sitting down and figuring out what you want to do. Because once you have a reason to live, this shit starts. It really does. It only improves your life. And the days that you don't have it going on, or you decide to push it off, is the days you feel like shit, because it reminds you of those days where you had nothing. So go out there, turn everything off, figure out what you actually enjoy. Make sure it's not a distraction. Last year, I had a short purpose, a really short one, and it was chasing women. Did I get what I want? Yes. Was it fulfilling? Yes. Do I not need to scratch that urge for a long time? Yes. But was it actually just a desire? Most likely. So make sure it's not a desire or too much of a want, but a deep, fulfilling purpose that is a gift that you can give, that you feel amazing. The biggest sign of it is once you get done, you feel like $1,000. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Maxwell. I appreciate it if you like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.